Every actor wants to be believable, but here's the problem. You can say all the right lines, hit every mark, and still leave the audience thinking, well, that looked like acting. So what's missing? Well, the answer is emotional truth. It's the secret ingredient that makes an audience stop watching a performance and start experiencing a moment in real time. And in this video, I'll show you what emotional truth really means, why so many actors struggle to find it, and most importantly, how you can start building it into every performance you give. Now, I've had to analyse dozens of plays and coach actors at every level, and I can promise you this. If you can grasp emotional truth, your acting will never be the same again. So what exactly is emotional truth? Well, it's not about faking emotions or putting on a face that looks sad or angry. Emotional truth means that feeling is genuinely alive in you, in that moment, in that character. Think of it like this. A pianist can hit every note on the page, but if there's no emotion in the playing, well, the music feels flat. Well, acting is the same. You can speak every line perfectly, but without emotional truth, well, the performance just doesn't breathe. So why do actors lose emotional truth? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple. It's because we try too hard to control it. We push anger instead of letting it rise. We paste on joy instead of discovering it. It's like forcing yourself to laugh at a joke you don't find funny. The effort shows, and everyone can see it. The paradox is this: the more you try to look real, the less real you become. And here's where most beginners get stuck. They think emotional truth is something you either have or you don't. But the truth is, it's a skill, and you can learn it. Okay, so how do you actually find emotional truth? Well, let's break that down, step by step. Step 1, breathe. When you're nervous or pushing, your breath gets shallow and tight. Your heart beats faster. You can feel the physical changes, and that breath can be the catalyst for the very real emotions that follow. And in a similar way, when you breathe normally and fully, your body settles, and you become anchored in the moment, allowing you to be aware of and react to everything that is happening around you. Well, knowing this, you can choose how to breathe in order to access the emotional truth of the scene. A quick tip here is to find that emotional state through breath the moments before you go on stage. For example, if you want to be confused, take short, sharp breaths, and then you'll become lightheaded and slightly dizzy, creating a delay in your speech and thought processes. Step 2, listen. Not just waiting for your turn to speak, but really hearing your scene partner. Let their words land as if you're hearing them for the very first time. When you truly listen, you will find that you're not pushing for emotions anymore. All your emotional responses will be fresh, authentic, and will not be seen as rehearsed. And then step 3, trust the circumstances. If you know your character's situation, where they are, what they want, what they fear, what they're risking, then the emotions will be already waiting there beneath the surface. You won't have to summon them or force them into existence. You can just let them naturally affect you. Now, that idea of building your character's circumstances comes from something actors call backstory. It's the history and motivation that explain why your character behaves the way they do. And since backstory is such a powerful tool for emotional truth, we're going to dig deeper into that in the next lesson. But before we get there, there's one last piece that you need to hear, and it changes everything. When you act with emotional truth, you stop performing at the audience and then start living with the audience. You're no longer asking yourself, does this look convincing? Instead, you're caught up in the reality of the moment, and that's when something magical happens. You forget the audience, and the audience leans in. They can't look away because they're not watching a performance anymore. They're watching a human being living through something right in front of them. Now that's emotional truth, and is what separates forgettable acting from performances that will stay with them for years. So here's the challenge. Ask yourself, do you believe your own performance? Because if you don't, then the audience won't either. But here's the exciting part. You don't have to leave any of this to chance. So in the next video, we're going to look at the actor's most powerful tool for unlocking emotional truth: backstory. It's how you build the why behind every line you speak. It's how you stop saying words and start living a life on stage. And once you know how to create a backstory, your emotional truth will have solid ground to stand on. So stick around. Lesson 2 is where everything starts to click.